Dun, dun, dun. All right, guys. Hello. Welcome back to another cooking video. Today, we're going to be doing a crispy bacon with a creamy sauce alongside the chicken as well. Can't forget that. With some pasta. Let me just show you the ingredients. I've tried to prep the ingredients this time just so there's not so much downtime in the video. Try and make the video a little bit short and sweet. But yeah, very simple. It all pretty much goes into one dish other than the pasta. Obviously, that will go into the dish at the end. But yeah, let's get into this. Slightly different camera angle, so we're going to test this out today. First thing you want to do, get some olive oil. I don't know if you guys know, but this little piece that comes in the top, you stick it in upside down in the lid, actually stops the oil from, just sploshing out quick. But heat up the pan, and then you want to put your bacon in, because we want to crisp up the bacon a little bit. Obviously, you do not have to use bacon if you don't want to, but I like crispy bacon. Pan's not exactly hot yet, but it'll be getting there in a second. Once you've done that, or once this is crisped up a little bit, what we're going to do is throw in the onions. We'll cook the onions along with the bacon for about, I want to say about 5 minutes. Let the onions soften up a little bit. After that 5 minutes is up, we're going to then put in the garlic, which I'm going to go and grab a spoon for now quickly. And if anyone asks, I am lazy, and we are using very lazy garlic. Alright, so we're going to let that start cooking up. A lot of people that cook this dish will not put the bacon in first. They put the onions in, then put the bacon in the same time they put the chicken into the pan. But the reason that I'm putting the bacon in right at the start is to, one, crisp it up even more, give it more cooking time, but two, it just enhances the flavors. There'll be more of that sort of like bacon grit stuck to the bottom of the pan, which you'll see me using the wooden spoon later on and scraping the bottom just to get the extra flavors in. It's all personal preference. Obviously, everyone has cooking different methods. I don't even know if that was English. But yeah, the mascarpone will be going in at the same time the double cream does. You'll see that here in a few minutes. This dish probably takes about 20 minutes to cook, if that. Yeah, simple, easy. I would be putting Parmesan cheese in as well. But for those of you that know the lovely Lucy, she does not like cheese. Well, she does like cheese on pizza and whatever else, but not in pasta. So we are, in the politest way, shit out of luck for that one. You can see the bacon is slowly starting to crisp up already, especially these middle pieces, which is what we want. I can find my prongs. Give these a quick flip. Just flip. That nice sort of brown colour is what we're going for on all of them. Obviously, this is on a very high heat at the minute, but we will be turning that down pretty shortly. All right, we're back now because the bacon's looking a little bit better. What I'm going to do here is quickly grab all of that, give it a little shake, put that on the side. I'm going to put this on the drainer quickly. We don't need all the oil that's in there. The reason I've taken the bacon out is, let me just double check we're recording so I'm not talking to myself because that would be a shame. We are. The reason I've taken the bacon out is because I'm going to dice it up and throw it back in a minute. Now, onions. Again, like I said, they need to be in there for about 5 minutes. Let's cut up this bacon. It is pretty hot and it's also very tempting just to eat it, but we're going to try not to do that. I'm going to let the rest cool down because that is pretty damn hot. It's just come out the pan. But yeah, the onions just need to soften up a little bit. Give them a good mix so they can start grabbing all that lovely juice from the bacon. We are also going to turn the heat down a tiny bit. I will put the full ingredient list in the comments along with somewhat of a cooking guide. If you do have any questions, again, just leave them in the comments below. Thank you to everyone that did watch the first video as well. I think as of right now, that video is just over 100 views, which is fantastic for our first ever go at cooking content. So, you guys gave very good feedback on it as well. We've got some constructive feedback on areas to improve on as well, which is always welcome. So please, if you do notice anything that I could potentially do different in terms of, editing or camera angles, just don't be shy. Let me know. It's all feedback, and it would actually be greatly appreciated to have. Right, onions and bacon are in together now. Just going to give that one little mix, and then give my hands a little wash because they're a bit grubby. So that's just going to sizzle away there for a couple more minutes, and we're going to put in about a teaspoon of our garlic. We've got one big fucker right there. We'll take him out. As you can see, I'm no pro chef. We don't get the even diced vegetables, but it's a work in progress. Give these a little mix. About a teaspoon, I don't know if that's in the camera shot or not, but about a teaspoon of garlic. Again, give that a little mix in. We'll give the garlic about a minute to cook before we start throwing in everything else. Now, if you do want to use Parmesan, you would be putting it in around exactly the same time you see me put the double cream in. And then I can never say it, mascarpone, I think it is. Yeah, you'll be putting it in around the same time. All right, garlic's had about a minute or just less than to have a bit of time to cook. So next we're going to throw in our chicken. Got some feedback on our banana microphones as well, guys. They're selling like hot cake. So, don't leave it too late. Make sure you get in. Make sure you get yours. It'd be a shame if you miss out. There is a limited stock, of course. So don't miss out on that one. All right, then. Our chicken is pretty well underway. So what I'm going to do just before I put everything else in is just make sure what I'm trying to do is scrape the bottom of the pan just to release any flavors that have been sort of stuck at the bottom, especially from that bacon, as I mentioned at the start. We are going to put in a little bit of mixed herbs. This is personal preference, but I like my food spicy, or at least have a little bit of spice. I can't put too much in though, as Lucy doesn't like too much spice. Obviously, salt and pepper as well. I have put the pasta on a couple of minutes ago, as you can see. That is also underway. All right, we're going to give that one little sort of mix. Then you want to make sure you don't have too much stuff stuck on anywhere in the pan. Give that a little mix. All right, I'm going to turn it down to a medium heat. I've been on a sort of medium high for a minute. Now then, we want about 100 grams, probably about 75 grams actually, of the mascarpone, or however we say it. I'm sure somebody in the comments will be able to help me out. Obviously, as you can see, I'm not using the scale. I'm just going by the eye. What about 100 grams worth of double cream as well? It's about near enough about there. Now then, I'm going to break that up a tiny bit. Now remember, make sure you do turn it down to a medium heat. We'll let that do its thing for a minute, and then... All right, guys, we are back in action. As you can see, it's cooking the same as it was a minute ago. All we've done is just give it a couple of extra minutes to cook and combine all them lovely flavors. One little thing that you can do, doesn't put the end of the world if you don't remember. I haven't got my measuring cup, so I'm going to use this. is we've got this lovely salted pasta water next to us. As you can see, I'm not going to be using much at all. It is hot, so excuse my hand placement. I'm just going to pour that right over the top and just mix that in as well. Now we are very nearly done. So what I'm going to do again is cut the shot. Leave this this is going to be left now for 2 minutes. I'll be back in 2 minutes. And we'll be draining the pasta and plating up. That is it done. But cooking wise, we're finished. It's just a case of let that sit for 2 minutes. And we are donezo. All right, so we're just going to have a little check on our pasta. Now, in the comments, like I said, I will be putting, that's done. I will be putting the ingredients and the cooking times. Now, just remember, cooking times will vary. You know, it all depends on how thick your chicken is, and obviously how crispy you want your bacon. So make sure you don't follow it exactly minute for minute. Yeah, it's just a sort of rough guide on what I've done personally. Now, pasta's drained. We're going to throw that in on the top. Again, you don't have to do it this way, but this is just the way that I usually do it. And just sort of pick it up. Let every single bit of pasta get covered in as much sauce as possible. Should have used a bigger saucepan. This is a little bit techie, but we'll make it work. Let me turn that heat off. All right. Well, I'm going to plate up and I will show you the finished product in a moment. Let me turn this one off and I'll be back once we are plated. All right then, guys, here we are with the finished product. Excuse the presentation. Please remember, I am a professional gamer, not a professional chef, but we try our best. What we will also do, a little bit of parsley on the top. Again, you don't have to if you don't want to. But yeah, there is our finished product. Again, it is crispy bacon with chicken in the creamy sauce with our pasta. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you do and you want more pasta dishes, let me know. If you want me to try something else, also let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment for more.